ladies and gentlemen. I'm indeed privileged and delighted to be associated with the release of this publication. I must confess that I got a first copy of it about an hour and a half ago. So I have glanced through it, not read it. There couldn't have been a better title, and there couldn't have been, in terms of dates, a more appropriate period than these days to have released a book of this kind. Certainly the authors of various chapters are some of the most distinguished persons who've dealt with the subjects they've written on. And I think it's a manifesto of those experts. It's not necessary that everything that is said is implementable, given the constraints of polity. But I think the editors certainly had in mind when they planned the release function today that there are at least some people in government who must read this book, at least in the early days, that they're going to be there. My own lesson of the last few years has been that not only must the government have a will and a direction to rule, it must also have the credibility to rule. And once it loses that credibility, then all the subjects that you've covered in this book virtually become unimplementable. And I think that's what we went through in the last few years. And therefore, since there was something which we all witnessed of the country getting derailed, this is an agenda that the authors feel is necessary to put India back on track. While we decide to put India back on track and endeavor in our own little way to do it, I think one of the most biggest challenges would be whether we get caught once again in transient or temporary populism and then feel happy in the first few days and are confronted with the problems in the third, fourth and fifth year of the government. Or do we discipline ourselves in a single-minded pursuit in the initial days so that the latter periods become far more comfortable? We haven't inherited the best of legacies. 2 years continuously of a sub 5% growth, high inflation, a loss of trust in the economy. But suddenly the electoral verdict itself has come as a political statement. And the world at large, the investing community outside and within India, has again started taking interest. They are now looking at India once again, something which had stopped in the previous few years. And I think it's an opportunity which we can't afford to miss. And therefore, I have not the least doubt that a lot of what you've written in this book in the coming days and weeks is going to be of immense utility as far as we are concerned. Even though I have just glanced through the book, I assure you that in the next few days, in order to be in a position to effectively do the job which is assigned to us, I'm going to read every word of it.